For our spring break practice chart, I have just put together a list of things that your students already know how to do. And the goal is not for them to practice all of them every time they practice, but to choose a few, 5 or 10, to practice when they practice. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and go through the list briefly to make sure that we all know what we're doing, and then you should be well on your way to some spring break music making. So the first one we have is a bow hold bunny on something funny. So I am holding a tuning fork, and I can make a bow hold bunny on a tuning fork or a toothbrush or anything else that's somewhat oblong and narrow. But no matter what we're making putting our bow hold on, we want to be checking for a curved ear, a floppy ear, bump on the thumb, a nice round mouse hole, and squashy knuckles. Okay, we can do the same thing on a pencil here, and of course also on our bow. If your student still likes to go through the steps, that's perfectly fine. The steps would be shake, 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 flop. Slide your thumb under your middle 2 fingers. Wake up, bunny. Nibble, 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 chomp. We have our curved ear, floppy ear, bump on the thumb, mouse hole, and squashy knuckles. All right, so then we can also do up like a rocket. We have up like a rocket, down like the rain, back and forth like a subway train, round and round like a great big sun, land on your hand, curve your pinky, bend your thumb. Okay, and then we can also do wheels on the bus. So we would have the wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town. The doors on the bus go open and shut, open and shut, open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut, all through the town. The people on the bus stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. The people on the bus stand up, sit down, all through the town. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 swish. The wipers on the bus go swish, 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 all through the town. Okay, we also could do our rest position song. Rest position with our bows, we just want to make sure that we hook the bow on a little hook we make with the first finger of our right hand with the hair facing away from your student. Rest position, feet in line, scroll out front, that's mighty fine. Check your bridge, 'cause it should be pointing out at you and me. Now it's time to take a bow, 1 and 2 and 3, that's how. And we can go rest position to playing position. So we would go zip, step, sway. Mr. Snappy swims under the violin, thumb on the back, snap on the strings, stop the traffic, button to the sky, make a silly hat, hello ear, and snuggle into your shoulder. Mr. Snappy swims away and holds the bow stick while we make our bow hold bunny. Okay, rainbow fingers come to play. The bow rests silently on the E string. We also could take a little walk with our violin in playing position, hands on our stomach. We're focusing on making sure we have a nice heavy head resting on the chin rest, so our head is tilted slightly toward the violin like we have a listening ear. And we could just walk around slowly in a path that is clear of any obstructions, of course. Okay. Then we can do our finger taps on the violin top. So we could tap first finger, second finger, third finger, and fourth finger. We can do our special circle slides, sliding up and back, up and down. Okay, we can slide up to the upper bow and do pinky pizzicato. that way, or we could pluck each string individually. Okay, and then we can slide our special circle back to rest special circle on our circle sticker. Now we're in good full playing position. All right, now for our bow, we could do our cat doors. So we have a right angle in our right elbow, and we're lifting and lowering the elbow and the whole arm together, just like a hinge. All right, so we're rocking the bow from E to G and back again. Open and close the cat door. Okay, we also could play stir the pot, which is when we use the bow to mix something that we are imagining that we are making. So either something on the stove in a pot, or more often than not, we're baking something like cookies or muffins or cupcakes. And we pretend to pour in the ingredients and we stir. Sometimes we stir fast, sometimes we stir slow, and so on. So that's a fun game you can play together. Just working on moving the bow around while maintaining a good bow hold. And then we have our bow rhythm that we could play on each string. So that's do da day da do day. Okay, we also can play the ant song, which we would sing each and every ant, digging in the dirt, going underground, round. So we can play. Okay, we can also do Mary Had a Little Lamb. So that would be, I will sing it lower than we would play it. So I'm gonna sing, Mary had a little lamb, little lamb, little lamb. Mary had a little lamb whose fleece was white as snow. Do, 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 so, do, do. Do, 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 so, do. And we can try that. We're going to use A as do. We've also been playing Pop Goes the Weasel in class. When we are together in class, I play the melody and the students do the pop with a pizzicato on the E string. So what we'll do is we hold the bow. We learned today how to do pizzicato while holding the bow. So we hold the bow in a fist like this, but we're going to go ahead and put our thumb on the side of the fingerboard and our first finger ready to pitz. We're going to do a nice loud pitz like so. Okay, so you can sing all around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Goes the weasel, and so on. That's a fun one to do together. And we can also continue to practice our animal sounds. So we have our pig, which we're going to do nice and heavy on the G string, really heavy bow, so we kind of get a grunting sound. Like so. And then our duck is also heavy bow, but we're going to go on the A string, kind of try to get that kind of quacky sound, like so. All right, and then we have our rooster. All right, our hen, we're going to pluck the A string, like so. Our dog, we're going to do on the D string with 2 down bows, so it will be like so. All right, and our cat is nice and soft on the E string. And then for our downward slide, we're going to take our nice rainbow fingers, put our special circle on the side of the neck. Okay, and then we're going to do a special circle slide with our finger on the E string, pressing down the E string while we use our bow. So it will sound like this, like so. And that is everything. As always, make sure that your student wipes the instrument and the bow stick before putting away and loosens the hair. And let me know if you have any questions. I'm always happy to help, and have a wonderful spring break.